Next on Cinemax, the adventure never ends as you take a fantastic voyage through Greek mythology with Jason and the Argonauts. Next on Cinemax.
If you like thrillers...
You know what I like.
Well, there's an easy way to find them on Cinemanx.
You can tell me.
With a thriller every Thursday in January at 10 p.m. Beyond Good and Evil.
I make no excuses for what I do.
Judge Reinhold and Nicolas Cage dare everything for love of Xanda Lee.
Hello, Gina. I hope you like my art.
A failed artist seeks revenge. And when he gets it, he's gonna paint it black. Then...
I'm seeing something that was always hidden.
Now someone wants him dead.
Let's freak!
Dennis Hopper stars in David Lynch's classic thriller, Blue Velvet. The stakes are high.
Murder one.
In a case that could blow up in his face. Jack Nicholson, the two Jakes. Next,
I never saw anybody killed before.
a cop protects a witness.
Just told me.
But who's gonna take care of him?
I've never been a detective before.
Tom Berenger, Mimi Rogers, Someone to Watch Over Me. A different thriller every Thursday in January at 10 p.m. This week, Someone to Watch Over Me.
If you like action, Cinemanx has made it easier than ever to find the action movies you love all through January, every Saturday night at 11:30 p.m. First,
Can we get some dancing going here?
she's taking it all off.
Every lost soul has a chance for redemption.
But the heat's on in more ways than one. On the block. Then, he's about war and peace.
Ivan has telekinesis.
Like a nuclear reaction?
The Iron Curtain's melting. Firehead. Next, he's out of reform school and running for his life.
Tomorrow I'm gonna run the race, Ma, and I'm gonna win the race.
Brother versus brother across the tracks. Finally, a judge goes on trial, and the jury's out for murder.
I sentence you to spend 7 hours in the city you made or your wife dies.
7 hours to judgment.
You'll have to hurry to beat the traffic.
Hey, kid, you like movies?
Yeah, sure, I like movies.
Then catch the action in January, every Saturday night at 11:30 p.m. on Cinemax. This week, Firehead. If you're at home with some time to kill, check out Crime Time on Cinemax in January.
I get a thrill just thinking about it.
Cop Roy Scheider and his men are under fire as the 7-Ups.
One of our guys gets murdered, and we get investigators.
Anthony Quinn proves crime doesn't pay when he ventures across 110th Street.
The way I work gets results.
A game of cat and mouse turns into a race against time for Detective Mitchell.
That cop is getting out of line.
Crime hits the New York City Police Department.
Good day for a robbery.
They're not just cops, they're cops and robbers.
Let anybody be a cop these days.
Gene Hackman's back on track to nail a French Connection 2.
He must think I'm some sort of hero or something.
And Jim Brown uncovers a deadly plot in Free the Hard Way.
Took God 7 days to create the world. We can cleanse it just 3.
So start the new year off with a bang. Prime time on Cinemax in January.
If you're young and this talented, you ought to be able to take that talent and run with it.
We're moving base camp, kids. Cover your tracks.
That is, if you're not already on the run.
It's wonderful having a new name every 6 months.
You can't keep running away from something that you had nothing to do with. You deserve your own chance.
The multi-talented River Phoenix in the role that was nominated for an Oscar. Running on Empty.
It's great to get away, isn't it? Take some time off. Next week, I'll be back to work.
You already went back to work.
What?
I watched you working the tat on those sailor boys.
Working the what?
Oh, come on, Roy. The tat. What you do for a living.
I'm a salesman.
You're on the grift. Same as me.
On the grift, to obtain money illicitly as in a confidence game. Therefore, one who grifts is a grifter.
It's pretty much more of a psychological portrait of people who are involved in the grift rather than like a sting operation, although it is a thriller in a classic sense. You talk the lingo, what's your pitch?
The long end. Big con.
Nobody does that single out.
I was team 10 years with the best in the business. Cole Langley.
I've heard the name.
It was beautiful. And getting better all the time.
Is that right?
It is, Roy. It's where you should be. What do you bring in, $300-400 a week? We use money like that for tips.
The Grifters, a classy 1940s-style thriller full of wit, flair, and charm, is chock full of thieves and con artists. Angelica Houston, who won the LA Film Critics Best Actress Award for this film, stars along with John Cusack and Annette Bening. It's a film about a mother, her son, and his girlfriend. 3 amoral people in a very dangerous relationship.
They don't really know how to have real relationships with anyone. So there's nothing that can last, really, because there's nothing, no sincerity or honesty or commitment to any of the relationships.
No, really, you're Roy's mother? That's impossible.
Not quite. But I'm not sure who you are, Mrs. Langtree, was it?
I'm Roy's friend.
Yes. I imagine you're lots of people's friend.
Oh, of course. Now that I see you in the light, you're plenty old enough to be Roy's mother.
Aren't we all?
Play nice, don't fight.
She was a child, basically, when he was born. He was inconvenient. He was fatherless. It was not a tidy situation. She didn't have money. She came from